All right, now we're going to learn something different that involves layer properties. Our goal here is to have this circle follow the lines of that sine wave. And if we look at our timeline, you'll see that I've got 3 layers already created here, and I'll just show you what they are. Basically, I'll turn off the visibility feature of the sine, and you'll see that is the graph itself. The path is nothing. You'll see the empty circle there, and the point, which is a big fat point in this case, is that round ball. And what I'm going to do right now is I am going to create a path in the path layer, and I'm going to use the pen tool. And the way the pen tool works, quickly, I'll just show you this. If you click, and I just created a point here, and I'm just clicking, it is giving me straight lines. But obviously that won't do the trick for a curved line. So the trick there is when you go to the second point, you click and hold, and it will allow you to see a curve. So you'll see that in a minute. So let's be clever here, and I'm going to turn the point invisible because I want to start right where that point is. And I'm going to simply click at the point of origin here is 0, 0, and I'm clicking. There's one point there, you can't really see it, but now I'm going to the middle of the peak there, and I'm clicking and holding, and you'll see that line right there, and I'm able to drag these points around, and I'm going to let go naturally when the line is on the line of the graph. And now I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to click and hold, and I'm just noticing that's perfect. I'm going to leave it the way it was. I'm going to click here, and I need to just adjust that a little bit, and I'm going to say that looks good. I'm going to click right here, and that looks pretty good. Not as good as the others, but I'm going to live with that for now. And I'm going to come up here, and I'm clicking and dragging, and these can be adjusted afterwards, but we're not going to worry about that for now. And now I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to say that's pretty good, but I will show you how you can adjust that. I want to grab this handle right here, and in order to modify it, I'm going to grab the subselection tool and grab that and hold right now. And I'm going to pull that out, and that's pretty good. So how do we know what it looks like? Well, we can kind of see. It's not perfect, as you can tell. But if I turn the sine path invisible, you can see I've got that shape. And it's not bad. I could do better, but we're going to go with it for demonstration purposes. Okay, so now here comes the new thing we're going to learn, and it is basically taking a path right here that I've got selected. This is my path layer. I am going to modify it, timeline, and here comes a new thing for us, layer properties. I select that. We're going to learn some of these other ones. I'm going to tell it to be a guide, and I'm clicking OK. Now notice the icon here has changed to whatever you want to call that, and it's a path. Now, I am going to take the point layer and drag it below the path layer, and notice how it indented. It's inside, so look at that. It's out to the left there, and then I bring it below the path layer, and it comes inward. And you'll see now the path layer has changed to that. Different icon, because what we're setting it up to do is tell that point to follow that path. So the only thing I need to do now is come to the end here, and I'm going to tell that to be a keyframe. And now in frame 100, I'm going to want to have my circle, which I'm calling a point, follow that line. So what I'm going to do now is grab my circle and bring it to the path. Little mistake there. Why don't I lock that layer? I don't want to grab anything other than the ball, and I'm going to grab that, and I'm taking the ball now, and notice that circle in the middle of that point. It's going to want to attach itself to part of the point. So right there, I'm going to put it right at the end. So all I've got is in frame 1, I've got it there, and I'm just going to verify that that point starts on my path. It is then going through in frame 100. It is at the end. Now, this won't do anything yet because I have to create a tween to go from the beginning to the end, something we know quite well. I'm going to click here and say create a classic tween. And you can see it looks like it's going to behave itself. And let's now run this program, command return, and you'll see, look at that. That is really nice. So that, again, was achieved by creating a layer that I've defined as a guide layer, which in this case is the path layer, and that's the one that you see right there called path with the funny little icon. And what is controlled by the path is the item inside of it. So it's basically the point that is following the master path there. So that is what we're looking to do. Now, naturally, there could be a lot more here. It's a lot of potential here for educational purposes, but that essentially is how you use a guide layer.